you gotta watch that shit. You gonna get a charge, nigga. You gotta know where the school zones are. Nigga just pissing.
Is this the DOT to have your bed made? Is that still a rule? I know they probably don't enforce it, but is that still a DOT rule?
No, I've never. Nobody ever brought that.
Mommy, why that guy got them tweezers?
What's he doing with that magnifying gun? Is he starting a fire? No, only his pubes.
You gotta wipe his balls when he's done.
Damn right.
He said damn right. You pissed on your balls, nigga.
Yo, look.
It'd be hot too.
If you want to do like a fun car,
wait,
like
someone's still in here. Let me look at.
Hello.
All right, there we go. We're ready to go.
We can run it when you want some more. My fault.
What are you guys playing? You guys playing chess again?
Yeah, I like to feel smart.
Said that shit done, but this is done too.
I don't fuck with chess. It requires too much attention.
I'm not good.
All right, that's because you're an idiot. Only people who don't play chess are morons.
It's kind of fun.
I know how to play chess. I just don't find it enjoyable.
Yeah.
I
smoke at chess.
You what at chess?
I smoke at it. I
Take
can't.
it on a Huey level,
It's a thing nobody's.
When I was a kid, my parents used to make me and my brother play chess all the time.
Smoke
crack, white kid chess.
Play Ack or play Samoa. Let's see how good you are. I bet your dog shit.
No, me and
I bet you all chew Samoa.
If Samoa beats you can't say nothing else about anything he says from here on out.
No.
Serious right now? But again, I've been said this years ago. Nobody listens, you know. They think I be lying, making up stuff, but I cannot make it up. I am a woman, okay? Obviously, I probably been through it. If you was one of them, you know, maybe you should ask.
Yeah. On each and last, every one of you there.
Y'all niggas silly, man.
Who won it first? Who first? Who?
No, we gotta get you some furniture, nigga.
Who won it first? All right, then, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, nigga, we'll get you
Shut
some
the fuck
furniture.
up, nigga. I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
what you talking
nigga.
about.
Yeah, nigga, shit, we gotta get you some furniture. Shit.
Whoop that superstar. Whoop that bitch here. Roll up. I'm gonna win on that bitch here.
Shit like that. That's
Man, bug balls is new.
That's our generation.
That ain't my generation.
We didn't have that. That generation.
That's your generation.
That's not my generation.
We grown so bad.
That's like the
You fresh off
that's
the
like
fire.
05 generation.
How could he rejoice in victory and delight in the slaughter of men? He enters a battle bravely, with sorrow, and with great compassion, as if he were attending a funeral.
You lost the mix.
32.
But if the student has done their due diligence and they have everything, you know, that's the paper that I'm probably going to
The Tao can't be perceived.
Reading very closely.
Smaller than an electron.
So, read a paper, you're looking for these 5 areas, and you're looking at just like the basic structure, the paragraphs, the length, and then like, do you put it through some kind of plagiarism check?
You know, not so much. They have different software and stuff that you can use, but none of it is like 100% reliable. And the school is generally gonna err on the side of the student if you accuse them and can't prove it. So I don't go that hard about it. You can kind of generally tell based on comparing what they submit to like a handwritten essay that they may have written in class a couple weeks prior. That's one way that I can get some kind of indication whether they just ran this through ChatGPT or if they really, you know, did some work on it. And I find that about now, you probably got about 30% of the students who are cheating, you know. But because I don't have like an explicit language in my syllabus about AI, I haven't started like bonking them on the head about it yet. But for fall 26, like I'm redoing my syllabus now for fall 26, and then it'll be, you know, if you turn in this paper, it's a 0. But I'll give you an opportunity to redo it because a lot of people, they don't know the difference between plagiarism and using AI to help, and then some people just need to get caught one good time, and then they'll do it on their own. But I'm not like trying to flunk nobody and just like ruin their chances in life.
And what are the subjects that you cover?
Well, 2 subjects are going on right now because I try and mix it up so I'm not just reading the same kind of papers for all 4. So 2 of the classes are dealing with questions around technology, whether we're in control of technology or technology is determining the lives that we lead. And then in another one, which is a little bit more geared toward African American students, they're writing about whether or not they think that, I guess you could say, a militant approach or like Martin Luther King's approach is better for the achievement of civil rights in the mid-20th century. If they think that the integrationist way through law and everything was the best way, or that blacks should have been more militant to get what they wanted.
Okay. Have you ever read your Rate My Professor thing?
Yeah, I've read it. It sounds about right. I don't think that anybody said anything like that. Have you read it before?
I don't know. I just put something in here, but I don't know if it's you or not. So I'm just guessing it's you.
I mean, it's probably
Really, he said you're a really chill professor. Take him. His class is very fun and engaging. You watch a lot of movies, and he doesn't make it difficult to pass the class with a good grade if you are willing to put in the work.
Nah, that's not me. I don't watch any movies.
Okay.
I mean, I think I've shown a movie once or twice, but it's probably at the end of the semester, and it's just like people turning in late work or makeup, and it's like the last week of class. And I'm like, if you finish the, revision, you can bring it in, and that day I'll like have some pizza and a movie if you just want to come in and drop off your paper. Or you can kind of hang out and watch a movie. But throughout the semester, the 16 weeks, no, I don't believe in that.
So is your professorship enough to is that your full-time gig where you can support your whole family on it, or do you have to have other side gigs to kind of really support your family?
It pretty much is the bread and butter. I published a book that really didn't bring any kind of money to contribute to like the household finances or expenses. But yeah, teaching is the primary and pretty much the solitary only thing.
Wow, so you're doing well, man. I'm glad to know that it's enough to kind of support the family, and it seems like a pretty chill situation. You get to sum it all. So.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I think like everybody, I would love to double my salary. You know what I mean? So, like it'll double on its own in like maybe 10 or 12 years, but in the meantime, I think I'm just going to keep writing and see if I can get more exposure with my books, and eventually either they both contribute the same, or I can just transition to just writing full time.
Now I just cracked a book, and it says this book is dedicated to the schoolmasters of ever
The F. Scott Fitzgerald quote. It's not the whole quote, but that's part of it.
Lucifer wants glory and power away from God. He is the center. He wants to be.
Do not hide your face from me, for I would gladly meet my death to see it, since not to see it would be death indeed.
That's Augustine, famous Christian, and he was talking about God.
Okay.
See that one? The atheist quagmire, right? If only you just showed your face.
Let me read that again. Do not hide your face from me, for I would gladly meet my death to see it, since not to see it would be death indeed. So he's a famous Christian who was speaking to God when he said that quote.
I believe, if I remember correctly, it's from the book City of God by Augustine. Or it might be from Confessions, actually. Confessions, I think, is it.
Yeah, that's what it says, Augustine, the Confession.
Yeah.
Well, I'm right. When I gave him good advice
So I was reading the Confessions a long time ago when I came across that quote. I thought, this is cold, man. But it also fits with the theme of the book because he's kind of being voyeuristic, around looking at this woman online. And so I said, I'll use that quote just because it's thematically aligned with what I was writing.
And you want me to help you, and I'm literally giving you advice and telling you what to do. Maybe just follow the advice instead of coming up with
non-fiction?
Well, what's the advice? Just people were saying about you.
No, it's a work of fiction. It's entirely made up. None of it is true. None of it actually happened like that. It's not about me in disguise.
So it's a character-driven debut that captures the loneliness of urban millennial life and the peril of becoming enamored with strangers solely through their social media personas.
Like, we're not talking about issues that matter concerning America. We're talking about
it's kind of accurate. As time has gone on, I think more so is explaining why New York millennials voted for McDonald's.
Anybody that just says shit about Jews or
Always
Israel, you get tens of thousands of likes and shares.
A friend of mine that I knew in Brooklyn who wrote a book about basically predicting the demise of affirmative action. It was a nonfiction book. She's like a scholar. And she wrote that book and it came out. And then like 4 or 5 or 6 years later, they really did get away with get rid of affirmative action. But we've always been cool friends,
I was explaining to Alex why that is.
Interesting.
And he was right.
It talks about
the funniest thing is, like, you never heard
loneliness
Alex
of
give
urban
that analysis
millennial life
until
and the peril of becoming enamored with strangers. So okay, are we dealing with Black Panther? And my space, I'm about to say Black Space.
It's fucking great.
We should probably come
What
up with a
did you say?
fictional
What did he say?
social media thing called Black Space, which is a mix of MySpace and Black Planet.
Andrew Myers, a great American patriot.
Yeah, I remember I had a Black Planet page, and I think I still have a password to it, but I haven't been able to log in so long.
And delicately work
and then there was a Mi
because she
Gente.
will just,
Left
kick you
Latinos.
immediately, but
Yeah.
you should
I
try.
already went in there. I started
Sometimes
writing
I'm like
people
mixed it in my mind a year ago.
I don't care about this app.
On
I
the
got
train.
booted and she said, you're banned
So
immediately.
begins protagonist Adrian Bellinger's obsession. A chance encounter with a strange woman ignites a pursuit
Journalism, like how are you?
that exposes the numb intimacy of the digital age, dissecting the culture of online
You
behavior
are correct.
and the
I
not
have recorded
quite
many
here and
rooms
now
here,
of Brooklyn, New York.
So
Let
there's
me
one
look at
room
you.
you should go in,
Is both the
and you
seductive
should
whisper
gently and delicately work
and
your
the
troll.
frustrated man,
When it comes to
staggering, suggesting that the threshold of pathological behavior have shifted as technology changes our daily habits and behaviors.
We've got an hour and a half.
The publisher came up with all that.
Oh, they did, okay. For fans of Teju Cole's Open City and Michelle Houellebecq's The Possibility of an Island, Let Me Look at You introduces a promising new voice in the literary landscape. I guess they're referring to you. Man, if I could only tell you the compulsive, maniacal things that I did with the advent of technology and what I did to connect with not faceless people, but like these people on the other side of technology. I did the darndest things. That's all I could tell you. Coming up in the late 90s, I remember doing stuff like, you remember the thing called, what's it called? Party line? You could call on the party line, similar to what's going on here with Clubhouse.
Yeah, I used the party line back in the day.
I was the Iceman, bro. That was my name, Iceman. It was my little brother. What was his name on there? Anyways,
The one national one, but it had one in every city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was the same one. For us, it was the LA Raven. You've got the LA Raven.
Oh my God, you're right. They
along
had
with
the name.
us.
had names. You're right.
The Butt Monkey, the LA Taco, the LA Raven, all of that.
Oh my gosh.
These are the chat rooms.
Now look where we're at. Clubhouse is a super version of that, man.
That's all it is.
Wow.
So we used to be on, I was in high school back then, but we'd be on that thing till like, I think there was the loop, and then the loop would close at like 10 o'clock at night, and everybody would get on the actual party line and stay on that until everybody fell asleep.
Damn, bro. I do remember that you click a button to go to the next room, but it would be on your dial pad. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you would and then you could do the private messages, but you could leave a message and people
Yeah, I remember all of that. That's the same one.
The memories.
It was I think it still has like the website talkie.com or something like that. And it gives you the list of all the website or phone numbers for every city.
Oh my gosh, that took up so much of my time back then. But Clubhouse is the logical extension of that. Wow. But anyways, the things that I did, that's why now that I know what this book is about, is this taking on the female perspective or the male perspective?
It's definitely written from the male perspective. The narrator is a male. And you kind of get into his world, and he has a friend who is maybe a bit more charismatic than he is. And they both have their eyes on the same woman. And of course, at the beginning of the book, the woman is with the friend, and he's trying to find a way to negotiate, staying friends with his friend, but also pursuing this woman that he thinks he deserves. And his friend is kind of I guess today you would call him like a misogynist, and he's trying to, navigate that triumvirate.
Bro, can I tell you what I did in high school, man? It was the most beautiful girl. I mean, like model height. Like she wasn't no 5'2", she was 5'8", 5'9", long legged, beautiful. Like Rudy Huxtable, but just more beautiful. And I somehow got her phone number, bro. But I was like a pipsqueak. I could never get her attention, who I was and who she was. But I don't know how I got her number, bro. I called her up, and I completely created a persona, and she fell in love with him. And when it came time to meet him, I could never meet her. Oh man, I created an entire person, bro. Yeah, because I didn't have the balls to approach her in person. So I got to know her, and I basically, we fell in love. And I would go to class, and I would see her, and she didn't know I was the dude sitting right behind her. And I would look at her panty color, and I would go back on the phone that night, and I'd be like, yo, I said, you was wearing pink today.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine.
I was obsessed.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it was my first book, and I didn't really get into the marketing side of it because I don't really have a big online presence. But I think that, like, any millennial who reads it is going to find something in there that's like, yeah, man, I can identify with this, like, crazy for real. And it's not saying, like, women are wrong, men are wrong. It's not saying the internet is evil, it's making us dumb. It's not saying any of that. It's just talking about, like, how we got into that culture and what we did with it at that moment when we started getting these smartphones.
Well, let's read the first few paragraphs.
Oh Lord!
All right, we got a little bit of one of my favorite people on here, Free Range. What's up, brother?
Time, bro. How you been? Long time. How you been, man? What was it again?
All is well.
What's going on?
It's been a long time, brother. So we're reading a book here. It's called "Let Me Look at You," and it relates to the millennial experience of the advent of technology and social media in the probably late 90s, early 2000s. So just reading the first 2 paragraphs or so and see what we can make.
No, you can multitask. I'm going to be listening in. I'll just let you know just in case I have a delayed response if you ask me so. Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So let me look at you. Here it is. Contessa became a fixture in my mind a year ago when I saw her board the train. She found a seat near me and started reading a book by Paul Laurence Dunbar. I could make out the title. As the train carried, I couldn't make out the title, excuse me. As the train carried us out of Brooklyn, I watched as she read from the middle of the book. At about 3 o'clock, she caught my glance and smiled. I wanted to walk over and say something to her, but in the next moment, she left the train. She looked back at me and said, "Bye, Adrian." She knew my name, and I didn't know hers. The thought both frightened and fascinated me. From that day forward, she became my obsession. Before then, my love life was uneventful. I had spent passionless hours in front of the television or seated at the dinner table with women whom I met through friends. But Contessa, a name I invented for her because of the noble way she entered the train and sat. Is that me? Oh, I lost my page. Sat directly across from me, bore the promise of endless fascination. She was the first woman who came to me as a stranger. Our eyes met accidentally. You say that he named her Contessa. Is that the narrator fictionalizing, like making up a name for her?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I should say now that I am not moved merely by the looks of a woman. I happen to know that beauty without intellect is an impressive ship lost in the fog. Unable to plot a course for itself, it cuts through the ocean at the discretion of the waves, never certain if it will see the harbor or stay plunged in darkness forever. The grandness of its construction rendered useless. So when I make initial contact with a woman, the first thing I take into account is not so much her face, but her expression. Is there any light there? Is there softness? Or has her light been extinguished, her visage resigned to dullness and moodiness? Contessa had a beautiful face, to be sure, but it was her countenance that subdued me. If that's my boy Protagonist, that who I think it is? I love this book so far. Hold on, I'm gonna keep going. Is that Protagonist for real, for real?
Yeah, that's the narrator of the book.
No, talking about Protagonist in the audience.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I see.
If that's the real Protagonist,
What's good, my brother?
is that you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, where the hell you been, man? We don't missed you. Well, I've been missing too. But how you been, man?
Yeah, I've been good, man. Finity,
Wow.
just grinding, man. Getting to it. That's all.
It's good to hear your voice, man. And
Yeah, it's good to hear your voice too,
we
bro.
fought many battles side by side, man. It's like seeing an old buddy, an old war buddy, man. I see all the scars. I hear all the scars in your voice that this app done left you with, man. We survivors. Right now, I'm reading a very interesting book. It's a fiction about a young man coming of age during a time where social media is taking hold. And the author of this book is a close online friend. And it's an interesting read so far. It's about a man who a stranger becomes his obsession on a train ride. And I'm just opening up this first few paragraphs, and maybe we could discuss it. If you want to just stick around for a second, it's pretty interesting. All right, so we only made eye contact, but okay. We only made eye contact twice. She looked up first. Although I said nothing to her, I knew that we had initiated a little game. We were starting a kind of dance where one has to stroke all the cravings of love from afar. If this little scrimmage is performed successfully, then the more aggressive forms of courtship can be slowly introduced. She walked onto that late afternoon train in Brooklyn and sat across from me wearing a turquoise loose knit sweater that revealed her collarbone. She wore a pair of light blue jeans tucked snugly into brown boots. A knit cap matching her sweater sat on her head, half revealing an unruly hairstyle. All of this was made more dramatic by her red lipstick, which gave her the look of a young girl trying to look more adult, mature, and slightly jaded. Her intelligence was radiant. She owned a set of high cheekbones infused with enough warmth to retain the softness of her features. Her outfit and makeup were far more remarkable. Jeans on a woman have a way of dampening my lust. But judging from the brief moment when I saw her saunter onto the train, I knew that she belonged in elegant robes. She struck me as a descendant of the Egyptians, fully able to trace her lineage back to the 19th dynasty, propelled forward in time, yet sworn to secrecy in order to move about New York without causing a stir. Nevertheless, I was affected. That same day, when I got home, I looked online to read the horoscope for Virgo. I wanted to know if it said anything about finding a new love. It didn't. When horoscopes match reality, we say that the stars are truly powerful and hold a mystical control over human affairs. When they don't, we dismiss them as senseless. Of course, I could not be deterred so easily. I began plotting the next day's encounter. It was during that planning phase that I came up with the name Contessa. I estimated that it was about 20 minutes after 3 o'clock when she boarded a Manhattan-bound train in Atlantic. She made her escape from me at 14th. Where was she going? She had no excess bags, so she couldn't have been shopping. She was traveling alone. She didn't seem to be dressed for a job. Was she just visiting New York for that day? That would have been horrible. And I consoled myself from that thought as it was fall. She was probably a student. But how could I be certain? There was only one way to know for sure, and it involved taking the same train at the same time the very next day. I stopped there for commentary. I mean, man, homeboy is smitten by this woman, right?
Absolutely.
Wow. I really enjoyed reading that, if y'all could tell. Some of the words. He said saunter. I've never used that word in my daily life ever. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful use of the word.
Get the saunter.
Man.
And it's looking right.
So this is a work of fiction, huh?
Yeah, complete fiction. That's not
It doesn't come from anybody in your life who might have shared anything like this.
Not on a one-to-one basis. I mean, the experience of riding the train in New York, you see beautiful women all the time, and it doesn't necessarily rise to the level that you see in the book, but, you know, you definitely catch glances with people, you see people, but it's not about any particular woman that I've ever dated or, you know, a wife.
What I'm intrigued by is right now, why I want to keep reading at this point is because I want to know how the hell she knew his name. That's
Right.
what's keeping.
Well, that's supposed to be the draw, you know, just narrative construction. I got to get you hooked on the first page.
Yeah, that's pulling me in because first off, why would he even have the thought that she was just visiting if she knew his name? You know what I'm saying? Why would you even have that thought?
Yeah.
He's just going through all of the possibilities.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Why are these
So he
people
wanted
putting
to go on
fire
the
in
same
the
train
borewell?
at the same
Actually,
time
when
to
a new
see.
borewell is dug with a drilling machine, sometimes dangerous underground gases can be released. If flammable gases like methane are present, the flame will flare up. Conversely, if the fire goes